everybody, Kim Berry here with Kim's DIY Tribe and another tile project. Laser engraved tile is fast, easy, and super rewarding. Today we're going to do something a little bit different though. It can be on minis or full-size tile. We're going to use what looks like regular standard white ceramic tile, glossy, but it's not. This technique is used on glass tile. And what I mean by glass tile is tile that literally, when you turn it sideways, looks like glass. You can see through it completely. And the only thing that gives it color is the backing. They usually coat it with some type of a adhesive backed plastic that has color on it to give the color that you see inside that tile. So I have this little mini white one, but you're not limited to minis. Here's kind of a purplish gray charcoaly color, and it has a beveled edge, but when you turn it sideways you can see that it's clear and it has this white background. The color is on the other side of this white background if you could separate it and peel it off, which I have never been able to do, but you can engrave that. You have to do what's called a reverse engraving. If you were with me on my first engraved tile video, you knew we engraved right on the surface of the tile. And then we embedded Sharpie ink into the engrave to give it color and to make it show up because you couldn't see the engraving. This, you won't need to embed any color. You're going to do it on the back by removing this part of the tile, and it's going to already be colored for you. Like it shows up really nice on this little white tile. It shows up as black even though I didn't embed any color in that. That's how the engraving left it. So when you buy your glass tile, keep that in mind. For example, this is really dark. I got it for like 17 cents though on the clearance pile. So we're going to try it. We're going to see if it shows up because it's already kind of charcoaly. I think that the lettering or the pictures that we put on this might be difficult to see. We'll find out together. How exciting. We're going to do an experiment. Now you're definitely going to want to subscribe, right? And come along and see. I'll show you what it turns out like and we'll find out together. Here was a second experimental tile out of the clearance pile. It looks like it has a sweater texture inside the tile, which means it's a little bit bumpy on the back of this tile, just a little bit of texture. I have no idea how this will come out, but we'll find out together. And this one's another dark color. It's got kind of a gray, a kind of a dark bluish gray color to it. And then we have this nice sea glass tile. I think this one's going to show up great, and it's a nice thick glass tile. All of these came out on 0.27 on my digital calipers for thickness, so they're just over 1/4 inch thick. Even the tiny one, all of them, beveled edge and everything at the thickest part, 0.27. And you can see this is kind of like Coke bottle glass colored. And then I have a taupe colored one, which I also think will probably come out really good with the engrave being that black look that we see in this one. So I'm going to flip the camera view, let you see my laptop screen, and then we'll make some magic together using the Glowforge laser and engraving glass tile today. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for watching, and I really appreciate you being here. Okay, so here we are in Google looking for the perfect words for our Star Wars fan. So I'm just going to search Star Wars words. Of course, anything I find here, I'm using for personal use. You can't sell anything that's trademarked or copyrighted. So I'm going to go in and we're going to look for images of words. Perfect. I'm going to use my Window Shift S key to pull up my snipping tool. And I'm going to snip the words that I want. Perfect. So here we are in our Inkscape, and we're going to paste the Star Wars words that we've got. We're going to come up here and lock them so that we can enlarge them to work with them a little bit easier. We're going to move them over onto our canvas. While it's highlighted with the dotted arrows and lines, we're going to come over here to the File, Edit, View, the toolbar. We're going to click on Edit, then make a bitmap copy. It's already done. Then you're going to come over here to the Path key. You're going to click Path, and you're going to come down a few choices to Trace Bitmap. It'll pull up a window that looks like this. Usually the default is brightness cutoff. We're going to take it down here to colors. You want it to be smooth, you want to stack your scans, you want to remove the background, and I like to get a live preview. I'll show you why. If you went with, let's say, brightness cutoff, it would look like this. If you went with color quantization, it would look like this. And so that way, with the live preview, you can make sure you get it exactly like you want it. Then you're going to hit OK, and it's going to be automatically done, and it's not going to look really any different to you. Then we're going to come up to the Object drop down. We're going to go down and click Ungroup right here. And now you'll see how your line changes to allow you to take these layers, these scans, apart. So we're going to take them apart. We're going to pull one out. We're going to turn it blue so we know that's the one we want to work with. We're going to regroup all these others. There's lots of other scans here, but we don't need any of those. So we're going to go to the cutting tool over here, the scissors, or Control X. You could Control X easy. Control X will get rid of it as well. Then we're going to move our Star Wars back to our canvas. We're going to save this as an SVG. We could save it as a PNG, except that we want to possibly cut this in the future, and a PNG file will only engrave. So we're going to click Save As. We're going to name it Star Wars. And we're going to make it into a plain SVG, as opposed to that Inkscape SVG. And I'm going to replace the file, and we're going to take it to our Glowforge user interface. We're going to click Upload, and we're going to upload that file. I'm going to do this one on that beveled edge. I'm going to go down here and hit Star Wars, my SVG. I'm going to open it. And there it is for us. I'm going to drag it to this tile right here, and I want to shrink it to fit the beveled surface. Okay, and I want to make sure that I'm not on the bevel. Now I'm going to flip it horizontally, like I said, because we want it to be backwards. And there it is. You could add a name or something else to it, pictures. We're going to do some more. Let's go up here to this one that had the sweater texture, and we're going to come up here and use the Glowforge tools, which are super easy and convenient. And here we're going to type sweater weather, because this one has the look of sweater. Sweater weather. And you can pick any font that you want. We can leave it in this one. You want. I'm going to leave it in this one, and we're going to click over here and get it to put it in our text. I'm going to stretch it, move it, get it centered like I want, and remember to flip it. Now for this tiny tile, I thought I would make it for a mini, so I am going to do a laundry room. So I'm going to do a laundry sign. So I'm going to look what icons they have or pictures that are available, and I like this one. A little washing machine, dryer, something like that. We're going to shrink it tiny. I'm going to move it out of the way here and make it really small for that little bitty tile. It's amazing how tiny that you can make things. Now in this image, it wouldn't matter a whole lot about the flipping. I'm going to go ahead and add the word laundry. And I'm going to change our font here. I'm going to pick something in a more basic font. Let's try this one. All right, and of course, again, we're going to make it really small. I'm going to up my view so I can see what I'm working with here. And I'm probably going to put it on a diagonal, but I haven't decided just yet. And of course, we're going to flip it. So let's try laundry. Let's move it. We're going to flip it. Yes. All right. Now I'm going to back out of the view by clicking this. And how about we do an address sign? Tiles are great for nameplates on desks, for a trophy. If you were having an Xbox competition for Mortal Kombat or a Fortnite competition, you could make your own plaque or trophy for that. So here I'm going to put an address. And of course you can change the font. We'll experiment together here really quickly and pick something bold. Okay, we want to make it bigger. Kind of flipped it for us, but a little bit upside down there. I'm going to add a 1 in there. All right. And highlight, flip it, and put that right in the place that we want the address to show up. How pretty would it be to put a wood frame around this using your Glowforge to cut your wood frame, and then it could be mounted directly to your house. For the last one, I'm going to do a little sign. Well, it's a full-size tile, but it's going to be like a little sign for my Etsy store. I'm going to do Magnolia Minis. And I want to use a script. So I'm going to go back up to my saved scripts. And we're going to use clicker. I'm going to stretch it out here and move it. I also want to add a flower, a magnolia, maybe 2. So I'm going to center this. And then I'm going to come up here and search for magnolia and see what's available in the Glowforge user interface. I think I like the one with the leaf. We'll go with it. Now, of course, we want to flip this one. Here I've got my magnolia. I'm going to make it smaller and make sure it fits like I want it to. Then I'm going to hit Control C and Control V to make my duplicate. I'm going to take that over to this side and I'm going to flip it as well. So I get them facing each other around either side of the name. All right, everything looks good to go. I'm going to enter my thickness on uncertified material of 0.27, and I'm going to make my own engrave setting for this. I am going to go down and hit manual, And I'm going to do full power, full speed, and change the lines per inch for a smoother engrave so it doesn't have ridges in the engrave. One pass. And then I'm going to come up and hit this plus to save it. And I'm going to put glass tile. And hit save. Now when I go to enter my settings, I can click engrave and hit glass tile. And it makes it super easy to go put all your settings in. Make sure we've got everything in pink. And we're ready to go. So we're going to hit print. It's going to read and tell us how long it's going to take. And I'm going to time lapse the view of the bed and let you watch some of this engrave. All right, let's get in this bad boy and reveal some of our experiments. This was the one I wasn't sure about. Should we check it first? Save it for last. Save it. All right, so here's our little laundry sign for a mini laundry room in a dollhouse. That would look super cute on a shelf above a little washer and dryer. Yes, they make them in all types of tiny scales. That came out adorable. Then an address plaque. Frame this in wood, also can be done in your Glowforge, cut and framed, and this would look amazing on somebody's house. Pick any tile that goes with your color scheme, it'd be gorgeous. All right, let's go ahead and do our experiment on our sweater weather. Awesome, that came out beautiful. It came out perfect. This one is even so transparent that you could embed this with a metallic if you wanted to. If you painted over the back of this with like rose gold, which would be perfect for sweater weather, then that would look amazing. I may even do that and show you the finished picture at the end of the video. And here for this is actually for my son-in-law. One of my awesome son-in-laws, Star Wars for his collection room. Get this. When you saw, we did the grab and we just grabbed the Star Wars with the snipping tool. So I went back in when I decided to take those price stickers off from the Magnolia Minis and look in the Glowforge user interface to see if they had any Star Wars. I put Star Wars in the search and they do. They have Star Wars images. So I have Boba Fett and Darth Vader on this Star Wars tile.